I got fired over cheese dip. This story was sent in by Hector. And at the time of this story, Hector had just turned 16 and his mom was pressuring him to get a job. One night, while eating out with his mom at the local Mexican restaurant, he saw a sign that said that they were hiring for a busser. As they were leaving, Hector asked to speak to the manager, and the manager spoke to Hector, hired him, and told him he starts the very next day. He said since this was his first job, he obviously had no experience in the restaurant, and he was just really thankful that the general manager liked him and hired him on the spot. Another thing that Hector was going to like about the job is he was told that he would be part of a tip pool program in which he would get cash money at the end of every shift. The very next day came, it was a Friday, and the general manager did like a brief little tour of the restaurant, kind of an overview of what was expected of him as a busser, and then pretty much got Hector set up with his trainer, and it was go time. Hector said he got busy really fast, and he was struggling to keep up with his trainer because his trainer was like really fast. And you had to be fast because they were on a wait constantly, and you had to get those tables clean. After a couple of hours, Hector started realizing that his trainer that was showing him how to bust the tables was not allowing him to grab any of the salsa bowls or the cheese dip bowls. He would instruct him to grab every other dish, and his trainer would grab those and take those to the back himself. And after a while, Hector said he started realizing as he was dumping dishes off in the dish room and stacking that he was expecting his trainer to keep coming behind him with those bowls of salsa and cheese dip, but he never did see his trainer come to the dish room with those dishes. Hector thought it was weird, but not weird enough for him to dwell on it. He was thinking maybe they were both just busy and he was picking up stuff from other tables and they were just missing each other coming in and out of the kitchen. The next night came, same situation. Hector was following his trainer, busting the tables, and the trainer would not let him pick up the salsa bowls or the cheese dip bowls and only instructed him to get everything else. Hector said finally, when everything was slowing down near the end of the night, he did ask his trainer about that, like, hey, where do you take the bowls of salsa and cheese dip? Because I need to know where that goes if you're training me. Here Hector was thinking that since they kind of get crusty, he was thinking that maybe that they were washing them in the back 3 compartment sink. At that point, he had told Hector just to follow him, and they walked through the kitchen to the back prep area. And Hector said in the back prep area there was a huge deep pan sitting on a stove eye, and it was turned on low heat, and there was cheese dip in it. And then over on the counter, there was a huge metal container that contained salsa. Hector realized during his tour that this is where the servers go and grab the chips and salsa and chips and queso and take it to the table. Hector said he was not prepared for what happened next. His trainer picked up a half-eaten bowl of queso and poured it back into the big pot, set the bowl down and stirred it up, and did the same thing with the salsa. Hector was blown away. Yes, he's never had a job before, he said, but he knew enough to know that that was nasty. And Hector thought right then and there, he was like, if I'm going to work here, I am not doing that. I will bust every other table, but I will not take this back and reuse stuff that someone has eaten off of. Well, the very next day, Hector reported back to work, and he was told that his trainer wasn't going to be there today, so he was going to be the one bussing the entire dining room. It started getting busy. Hector was out there bussing and cleaning tables, and he had already made up his mind, I'm not saving that cheese dip and salsa. So he was stacking the bowls up with the plates and taking them to the dish area. Once he got to the dish area and he started stacking everything up, the dishwasher pointed out, hey, those bowls don't go there. They go to the back prep area. You have to empty them. Hector said it was so busy, he just stacked it real quick and left and came back out in the dining room bussing tables. As soon as he got back into the kitchen with his next load, the manager was waiting for him in the dish room and instructed him to take the queso and salsa to the back line because that's how we do things here. So Hector said it was now or never. He was going to have to stand up. And he told the manager, I'm not doing that. I don't think that that's right. That's gross. And I wouldn't want to be served something like that. So I'm not going to do it. And the manager, he said, looked right at him and he was like, okay, turn in your apron. You're done. Hector said he was really upset, and he got home and he told his mom all about this situation. Hector said his mom called the health department first thing that Monday morning and reported them. And he said it wasn't but a couple of weeks later they were shut down by the health department because the health department went in and found out that they had been reusing queso and salsa.